for staying with Republic TV. We're also getting in some breaking news right now with regards to the Chinese mouthpiece Global Times, which has basically put out a post on the India-China meeting saying that the participation of the regional top tactical army general to China-India border meeting on Saturday shows the two sides expect to resolve tensions in a point-to-point manner, and commanders stationed near the site are sufficient to raise the relevant issues. To discuss this, I'm joined by my special guests, Major General Sanjay Soy, who's a defense expert, Dr. Sriram Cholia, a Republic contributor, Major General Rajan Kochar, defense expert, and Major General K.K. Sinha. Sriram Cholia, if I may ask you this question with regards to diplomacy. All eyes were essentially on what's happening on the ground, the military level talks, but almost every expert, every military expert has basically pointed towards one direction, that it can't be single-handed. It will be coupled with diplomacy. It will be the political will at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's right, Shravan. Especially with a country like China.
Yeah, that's right, Shravan. Especially with a country like China, it's a very hierarchical system where, everybody looks up to the big boss at the top, Xi Jinping. And Xi Jinping, not only president of the People's Republic and the head of the Communist Party, but also he heads the Central Military Commission, which is the overarching, leadership structure for the People's Liberation Army, Navy, and Air Force. So, in that sense, there is a total control of the party over the military. And whenever there is any dissent between commanders with the top leadership, they are also purged in the name of corruption or other misdemeanors. So I think they have always been looking up to the top direction, as they call it, or guidance. So surely if we simultaneously have a line between Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping, it is not going to harm our cause, because end of the day, neither the Chinese nor us, as many of our esteemed panelists from the military are saying, we don't want a firefight. We don't want fatalities. We have avoided these for many decades. But of course, the thing about China is that it looks at India in the sense of a potential challenger or a competitor. We are not enemies, but definitely there is this sense that India could rise and eventually challenge Chinese hegemony in the Indo-Pacific and in the Asia as a whole. So I think if you look at the world situation, the diplomacy is going to be central for us to be able to manage this problem. We have always used the hotlines, so to say, between the top leaders to be able to diffuse these tensions. And the two summits, Wuhan and the Mamallapuram, these were not in vain. Remember, 2017 onwards, we had noticed that there was a significant de-escalation, and that we had managed to keep these kind of incidents under check. But now, unfortunately, this has come up. But even this, I'm pretty sure will be, they will be repelled. The Chinese will step back, and we will also take commensurate measures. But the issue is really, why not settle the boundary dispute as a whole? That is the largest strategic question, which requires diplomacy. I mean, we have done so many rounds of negotiations. More than 2 decades we have been talking and talking, but there is no final demarcation. And the reason for that, I see, is because the Chinese think that as long as India
that's exactly the point, Sriram Cholia.
Balancing force to China. As long as India has a...
Sriram Cholia, sorry to interrupt you, because, you make a very pertinent point.
So they don't want to resolve it, fully.
You make a very pertinent point. You make a very pertinent point as far as the LSE is concerned. It's the Chinese perception versus the Indian perception. Major General Sanjay Soy, don't you think that's the problem? Unless we decide, unless we have a clear idea as far as the LSE is concerned, until that happens, you're going to continuously go on having this sort of a problem.
Actually, when the LSE was drawn, it was drawn on a million map, and nobody went on ground. It was a line drawn with some approximation. So that means that even the line drawn by the pen covers up to 2 kilometers at time, at place 2 kilometers or 2 kilometers plus, 2 to 3 kilometers. So that is where the perception of the India as well as the China comes into place. However, the people on ground, it is a high time that it is resolved, and I think that for many years this thing is lying unresolved right from the independence, right from the thing this was drawn. And this has to be done at ground level as well as diplomatic level.
Major General Rajan Kochhar, if I can take it forward from there, given the fact that when it comes to this sort of skirmishes that have taken place, the incursions that have taken place, large number of deployment or the Chinese build-up that we are essentially talking about, do you see things would essentially change if you juxtapose this to the global isolation that China essentially stares at?
First of all, I would just like to elaborate one General Sohi has said just now about the alignment of the LAC. I want to take you back to 2017 when Doklam took place. There was a red line drawn, and that red line was a sanctity for both the armies not to cross it. And it was accepted by India as well as China at that point of time. It would be worthwhile to think about a similar concept and expand it in this eastern Ladakh region, and especially at this points of this conflict. So this is the point I wanted to actually make on the earlier question. Now coming to the main question, that with the isolation of China, if all the countries are getting together and speaking against China, what is going to be the future of this conflict? There is already a tremendous pressure on China. It is not only the external pressure, but it is the internal pressure also, which I had actually covered in the morning time also. Xi Jinping is a very strong leader. This is the first time his leadership is being questioned. And why I'm saying that is, he has already sacked a few of his cabinet colleagues. And he has brought in trusted aides
Major General Rajan
who
Kochhar,
are ex-army generals who were... yes.
Major General Rajan Kochhar, because I'll just want to also bring in Major General KK Sinha, because the point that you're essentially making, as far as President Xi Jinping is concerned, he's also trying to sell the China dream, the lost territories, the lost Chinese territories. That's the reason why perhaps you're looking at him opening multiple fronts, be it Hong Kong, be it Taiwan, or even for that matter, the vulnerable 3 Ts that we're talking about, trade, Taiwan, all of that becomes a major concern, Major General KK Sinha.
Look, certainly you have to understand, why it is happening.
And why at this time. As far as China is concerned, it is a post-COVID period. And as far as the rest of the world is concerned, when the COVID is in full swing in the rest of the world. Why this timing and why this space? You have to understand, and it is not that simple, what we are saying, and we are quoting examples and taking what has happened from, this time, and then we are going to Doklam and saying. It is a totally different perspective. You have to understand. See, what happened, earlier standoff used to be there, that the face-off used to take place, then the patrol come and there is a face-off. Now this time, here, the China has built up. He has built up, and then there is a clash taking place. There is a major difference. And why this timing? The timing is that, China took the time and India got in trap. In 87, the Somdrog Chu, when it happened, Sundarji was there and he was a great strategist. In the Thagla area, in Somdrog Chu area, this was the India who has gone and, taken the initiative, and we went. The China was in the back foot. It lasted for about a year, and we came absolutely winner in that area. We never gave up. Then we got into the trap. 88, our Prime Minister, I will not name it, he visited, and within 2-3 years time, in 93, you got a peace and tranquility agreement, and it's carrying on. After that, 96, 205, 2012 and 13, and you see who were there. every time, starting from the peace and tranquility right to the the defense level cooperation they're talking. What cooperation? Single cooperation. I've been in a GOC in an area where we have gone, and what cooperation? A battalion going and doing 13 days or 14 days exercise with them and coming back and saying, and it was full of competitions. China is not leaving you anywhere. Whether it comes down, to Kashmir, he takes you UN directly, confrontation. He blocks terrorism, Masood Azhar, but we say, okay, China, because we have got all this agreement, agree with it. Now, if you see our response is different. And mind you, everyone is saying, okay, diplomacy and political and trying to hide behind it. The diplomacy will get the teeth only when your military is strong. If the diplomacy doesn't work in the thin air. Political also with the belligerent China, which was slowly rising, slow and peaceful rising, and that phase is over. It is unfortunate that COVID has come, and COVID they are able to sort it out, and they want to do it with you at this time. See, the whole world, there is a jostling which is going on. A new world order will come up. In China, when a diplomacy says, the ambassador in India, he says, dragon and the elephant can dance together. Today in global time, also giving and throwing you a bet that you come down to the the terms with the China, and you can have
Major General KK Sinha, I'm sorry to interrupt you. General Sinha, sorry to interrupt you, because I think so. Major General Sanjay Soy wants to respond. General Soy, a quick response.
Yeah, in fact, what I would like to just bring out one thing is that our resolve was totally different what it was earlier. Our thinking has changed. We are thinking aggressive. We are thinking proactive. Is it totally different? Like if you see Balakot, if you see removal of Article 370, if you see surgical strikes, we go aggressive. It is now also. If China brought the brigade, we moved troops from in that same area. We decided to move labor force.
General Soy, I'm sorry to interrupt you because I'm really running short of time, but that's an interesting point, and we'll continue discussing on this point, like the point of strength that we are talking from, and that's something that we'll discuss on the other side of this short break.